Good morning. Or should I say good evening? Heck, I'm not really sure when I took this time-lapse, as I spent every minute I was awake absorbing all that Paris had to offer. Just about every day I would kick off a time-lapse in the morning that would burn through while we went out and explored the city under a cover of cloud and rain. If we made a pit stop back at the hotel, I'd change cars and kick off another time-lapse. This would also happen late at night, like 10 p.m, as during May, the sun doesn't set until about 10:30 at night. Mental. How do you best describe Paris? Is it a gastronomical adventure? Or a case study on culture? Or is it really a historical timeline of Europe? I think really it's a combination of all of those things thrown into a 2,000-year-old pot with a sprinkling of exit through the gift shop confectionery. For me though, it's a photographer's paradise. I took all of these photos on my phone. Yes, my phone! Just look at them! No special effects, no filter, nothing. In fact, Paris streets are so photogenic that it doesn't matter how I took the photo. More colour, less colour, crop bars, no bars, black and white. It all works and looks stunning. So I digress a little bit here. I booked this trip for early May as it was one of the best times of the year to visit the famed city. Late spring with plenty of sunshine and a cool breeze. Well, that's what Google told me on paper. The week we were actually there, however, was quite the opposite. Rain, wind, and heck, even a bout of hail. Google lied to me. It would be a week that would break records as being the wettest start to May on record for Paris. So what to do in Paris when it's raining outside? Video games, of course.
Filming and I was beating Lizzie. Trying to play with one hand. Still won. Too funny.
I won!
Oh. Well, considering I was filming with my arm held up on a funny angle the entire time, I think I did pretty well.
Ah, bugger. Liz did beat me fair and square, so on we went to check out some of the museums of Paris, like go to the Louvre. Not only is the Louvre a standout museum of Parisian and French history, but of the world. The Louvre is a heterogeneity of works gathered through various means over the generations and put on display for your viewing pleasure, all in one convenient palatial location. What surprised me was the speed and ferocity of the hordes of tour groups who raced through, barely stopping to notice exquisite works that show mankind's greatest achievements in art and culture. Liz and I were there from dawn until dusk, from the moment it opened until it closed some 12 hours later, and I can say with great confidence that we barely scratched the surface. We could easily spend 3 days there, flooding our minds with a plethora of knowledge and absorbing all our eyeballs could take. Yes, the crowds were immense and sometimes overwhelming, particularly around the most famous work, the Mona Lisa. But that was always to be expected. Ultimately, it is worth it. Everyone wants to see it. Everyone wants to see the biggest and most impressive exhibitions. To be honest, I could just show you a mountain of footage that I captured from all the various museums and all the things to do, and it still won't scratch the surface as to what there is to see and do in Paris. It really is one of the world's most magnificent locations, and I highly encourage you to go there and check it out for yourself. If museums aren't your thing, there's always something different. Want to stay above ground? How about checking out Napoleon's tomb? Or my favourite, the Pantheon. From time to time the sun did come out and we made sure to soak up every little ray, albeit sitting in very wet seats. Here we go, how about this? These seats are surely better. Glass of wine, coffee, cakes. What else do you want? How about a guided tour of the Paris Opera? Yeah, I've been to the Opera House in Sydney a number of times, and yes, it's stunning from the outside, but wow, this place on the inside takes the cake. Along with the Eiffel Tower, the Paris Opera would be the paradigmatic example of late colonialism at its finest. It easily conjures up emotions of what it must have been like to live in yesteryear. Perhaps this is why Paris is a beacon for people across the globe, a bucket list for anyone wanting to experience classic romanticism. Perhaps not. Heck, it doesn't really matter as long as you accept that millions of other people are all converging on Paris at any given time to see and experience the same things that you want. I should stop talking, as look at Liz. She's having the most amazing time. It's safe to see that she has loved every single minute of our adventure. Liz and I, being keen off-track explorers, we walked everywhere, literally. We caught the metro from the airport to our hotel, and then we spent just about every adventure on foot. I think by the end of the week we had averaged 17 kilometres per day, and maxed out our last day with a trip to Versailles, well, aided by a train trip of course, and then a spur-of-the-moment climb up the Eiffel Tower. It was a fitting way to end our week really, seeing the opulence that is Versailles before rising above the city one last time as the clock ticked past midnight under a cover of sparkling lights that can be seen for miles around. All over now, but we can't wait to go back.